This week on the podcast, YouTubers are not your friends, and Twitter is no place to learn social skills. Seriously, guys. Seriously, just learn. Learn to be a normal person. That's all I ask. Hello and welcome to a very, very late episode of The Brave Room. So we were going to record this episode last night, and I noticed Kit was being somehow less participative than usual. It turns out her microphone had died, and so our bunker episode had to be turned into an IRL episode because I had to drag the whole setup back into the office to record it.
Hooray! Clap, 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 clap.
If you're listening to this, don't forget to leave a comment thanking Ben, our editor, for somehow getting this episode out on time. Because we are hilariously off schedule today. And with that, what were we talking about last night?
We wanted to chat about the whole parasocial relationships with Sparkle Sounds TM.
So here's the thing, right? Internet people are weird.
Yeah, they are.
Internet people are freaking weird. And I say this as someone who, you may, listeners, I may have alluded to this several times, but I am probably older than you think. So I've been around for the early years of the internet, where everyone dreamed that they would randomly get picked up and work at Rooster Teeth or something.
My first internet experience was the good old dial-up at my dad's office on the CRT monitor because, that was old as heck.
To be fair though, a lot of people were still using CRT monitors. It's all a matter of how much tech you have, but that's besides the point. The main point is that with the existence of the internet celebrity, I think that's the huge change, right? Is how we reacted around them.
Yeah, I had to make do with dial-up for maybe at the very least 10 to 15 years or so. So
you did not deal with dial-up for 15 years.
Okay, I didn't. There's an exaggeration, but the speed was pretty much comparable because broadband wasn't really a thing. So I didn't really have much experience with the whole. Oh God, do you remember Friendster?
Yeah.
So
but see that okay. Wait, hold on. Let's on that topic. Friendster is still people around you. You never went out and added some rando from California or something on Friendster.
Yeah, but as an example of the social medias back then, those were the kind of things where they will ask you for, hey, put a testimonial on my Friendster page. And some people would try their hands at HTML or the young coders in Neopets, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a topic for dinner. We're specifically talking about the whole parasocial thing.
So my experience back then, the whole follow popular internet person and follow their every move wasn't really a thing I thought that would come to fruition once the internet actually got more popular. Even though, funnily enough, you would think that I would be more aware when I used to play MMOs and people are like, oh my god, see this person reaching the level cap after XXX hours.
Okay, that's a good point to bring up. However, MMOs were like that, but you were never actually so say for example, this person, they have, they're the top 1% of I don't know, for paladins or whatever, right? But you never actually had a chance to talk to them, unless you were in their guild. You were never going to go oh, hey, hey, dude monger 42.
Or they announced they were farming at some place. Because I remember there were gatherings when people ever hit the level cap. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing is, the reason why we're having the whole parasocial topic is because, when you have, for example, YouTubers, their job is to make you think they're your friend.
Uh-huh.
And that's how that comes about. It's the problem is you drink too much of the Kool-Aid, and now you're like, oh no, but they're totally my friend. They said so. I mean, PewDiePie calls me bro. He's speaking to me specifically, and that's what always weirds me out. Is okay, so like I said, I'm from the Rooster Teeth era of where the dudes creating internet videos literally were just a bunch of dudes, usually who were working second jobs or something, and so they were a lot more down to earth, and so you really didn't feel that divide. But I feel like YouTubers today, they're not the same species as you. Like, like, screw it. Like, for example, Jesse Cox.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the most normal YouTuber out there, and yet here he is talking about, oh yeah, I'm producing this game now. I'm doing. I used to own an esports team, and it's just like, oh yeah, we will never have the same experiences. But yet, there's still, and then I'll see like people go up to people like PewDiePie and talk to them like they're like, you'd think they live together or something with how familiar they were being. And it's like, oh no, don't do that.
I suppose maybe Minecraft these days is one of the biggest things, because one thing I didn't understand is that some of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers, they have private accounts, which, okay, yeah, you're entitled to your privacy, but the fans who do get into those private accounts then post updates from their private accounts, and like, what is the point of a private account?
On that point, that's the YouTuber's problem. Like, what the hell are you doing letting, like, I have a private account, no one is allowed in. And so, specifically for this reason, like, at that point, it almost feels like a Patreon tier. It's just like, oh, if you're at tier 6, you get to access the spicy account. Like, that's just become part of your marketing if you're letting fans in.
My friend was saying that it was like a way to interact with a smaller circle of fans, and I just don't get the appeal,
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're the fan, that's how you're actually their friend. They've let you in on the account. But yeah, no, at that point, I'd say that's the YouTuber's fault, because you said you wanted a space to be free to not have to be a public figure, and yet you let people in at that point. I think that's another important point to make about these parasocial relationships, is that it's not just crazy fans, it's also creators have to be able to like set that boundary. I think Hololive, I can't remember which member it was, had a really, really good stream where, I hate this about streamers, like people in stream chats, where there's always that one person who comes like, oh my god, I'm like suicidal and you guys are like saving me, and it's always like, you're making the party damn awkward. Like everyone's there like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna make a fart joke while this person's telling their life story? No, but we also don't really want them there. And I can't remember which VTuber it was, but they were just kind of like, yo, stop, that's not my job though. I'm just here to tell the joke. I think it was Marine actually. She's just like, yeah, I'm just here doing my job. Please.
I think I see a clip about Corone also had a similar view of some sort. I feel like I've seen it's either Marine or Corone. It's either one of them.
So it's one of them, and it's just like, yeah, more like, if you're a personality on the internet, you need to be good at drawing that boundary, which sucks because not having that boundary is a good way to grow. Because any YouTubing seminar that you go to will always talk like, you have to build a personal connection with your followers. You have to make them feel like you're their friend, which, runs counter to stopping parasocial relationships. It's kind of like you wish you could have the kind of viewer who just comes and is like, hey, I am looking to be entertained. You are a fun entertainer. Let us begin this business transaction. But unfortunately, no. If you want growth, part of the game is going to have to be, you're going to have to use a bit of black magic there and be like, hey, how are you guys? Oh, that's so cool. But yeah, no, just YouTuber fans are weird.
Like, listen, it's nice to find something you like, but at the very end of the day, you're still responsible for yourself, This kind of a heavy thing, it's not good to depend on another person. It's hence the whole, boundaries please, thank you.
Listen, I wouldn't tell the people I work with half of the stuff that goes on in my life. And Like, what makes you think I would go into someone else's job instead? Like, would you tell the McDonald's lady about your day? No, you wouldn't. You'd say, 1 large Big Mac, please. Could you change the drink to a Diet Coke? Yeah. That's the extent of your conversation. At most, maybe if, like, say for example, you were about to close, McDonald's was about to close, and you come in like 10 minutes to closing time, drenched from the rain. You're like, I'm so sorry. My car broke down. That's okay to tell the McDonald's lady. But in that case, the VTuber metaphor doesn't work because that never happens. But yeah, no, like I thought like it would be something that would get better over time. Like, because again, like, early days internet, we didn't know what the rules were. But now, interneting has been a thing for like at least 10 years. And now there's way more rules. Like nowadays, there are people who will come out and say, hey, no, you're being too weird about this. Take a step back and chill, which is great. And yet I still see stuff like, what made me want to talk about this was I was on Reddit the other day.
And, Reddit. What wonderful place to be at, I'm sure.
And the content creator I couldn't escape no matter how hard I want to is this WoW streamer called Asmongold. And so this comment on the WoW subreddit was just like, guys, Asmongold's mom passed away. We need to all send him like good messages. I'm like, no, that's his thing. That is not your job. You are just a 5-year-old who watches him react to other people's videos. Like, chill out. Calm down there, buddy. That's not your job.
That you can send condolences and all that, but give the guy some space, please.
Yeah, that's literally not your position right now. It was the same thing when PewDiePie got married. Like, I saw so many people like sharing photos of it, like if they were there, and I'm like, dude, PewDiePie is not your friend.
Oh yeah, and stuff like, oh my god, were all the good YouTubers taken or straight or
that's the ones who want to date the YouTubers. That's the weirdest ones. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the internet culture and all that. Isn't this the fantasy that idol stuff also sells?
Yeah, but I feel like the outside of the loony circle, the core idol fans, like, we all know. We all know. Like, haha, oh man, Polka is such great wife material, but we all know that's never gonna happen. The best you can do is find someone else who also thinks Polka is great wife material. I love that one episode of Kakegurui, which is one of the girls, her whole gimmick is being an idol. And so she's one of the school clubs like worships her like an idol, and it turns out she actually hates her fan base. She keeps talking about how they're gross and sweaty and everything, and then someone records it. And the crux of the episode is they're trying to blackmail her. And at the end of the episode, like she has a big gathering with her fans, and they play the recording because she lost the gamble, and she's like, holy shit, my idol career is destroyed. And the entire fans like stand up and applaud her, and the head of the club goes like, yo, like, we never asked you to love us. Like, we formed this club because we love you. We don't care. Like, we know that it doesn't go both ways. So you do what you want to do, but we're here. And I'm just like, holy shit! This is more mature than most of the idol fans I see online. So yeah, that's the thing, man. If you're thinking anyone on the internet is your friend, like, dial it back. And I feel like it's not even just YouTubers anymore. I see a lot of like popular artists on Twitter complaining about it as well. Where I swear, Twitter DMs are good for nothing.
I mean, DMs are like, can you please give me some free art?
Yeah, no.
Or like, there was one wild thing where I saw this person who has done giveaways before and said, can you please credit in some currency for me since you've been so generous with giveaways before? Like, who are you to ask that? Excuse me?
Okay, I think like the worst thing Twitter does for the Parasocial thing is it makes you think there is a passive relationship point builder with Twitter. Like, everyone thinks like, because if you want to be friends in the real world, you have to go. Like, I can't sit next to Ben, for example, for 2 years and then not never speaking a word to him, and then 2 years and be like, hey, wanna be my best man? Like, no, that's not how that works. But Twitter gives you that feeling because you're constantly seeing other people's tweets and stuff. So you're like, oh man, it's like I'm there. It's as if I was here telling you about my second divorce. And because you were in the room, that means we have that relationship now. It's like, no, actually, I was yelling at a wall and you just happened to have your ear pressed to the other side of the wall and be really good at making out the sounds. And I think that's the biggest problem with Twitter. So everyone likes to do crap like this when in truth, and here's a bigger point that I've had is the internet has given introverts too much of an excuse. Like before this, you wanted to make friends, you have to go out there. You need to have audacity, no matter what. You gotta be able to go out and just be like, hey, Oh, with Twitter is just like, I'm gonna click follow. We're friends now. Oh look, they followed me back. Oh, that's so cool. Guys, I'm friends with a 10K artist.
Yeah, like when I see, hey, a promo is looking for more mutuals, I'm like, I think I'm too tired to handle this anymore.
Yeah, no. And that's, again, it's just like, please, this all boils down to one thing. Please learn to talk like normal people. Learn normal human interaction. The internet is no substitute for crap like this.
Please make some boundaries, and especially since I'm...
just have real life friends. And then you'll suddenly realize how weird what most people think is normal on the internet is.
I feel spoiled because most of my old internet friends came from the era where we were limited to specific forums. We already had a shared interest, so we chatted there and got along just fine. But outside here, forums become less prominent. People are shuttled away in Discord servers that you have to join, which is fine and all, but Discord isn't really a proper forum place. You can't.
Dude, we can do a whole episode about that. About internet community stuff.
Oh yeah, I've seen the comments about FGC stuff because we used to have wikis and now everything's like Discord servers. Now I've seen that grouse before.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no. I find the best Twitter interaction is the rando publicly replying to you, because you have to have your balls up for that one. You have to open yourself to the possibility that someone's gonna do that to you. And I think for a lot of people, quote RTs for cowards. Because the only people who are gonna see a quote RT are the people who follow you and therefore already agree with you. But if you public reply, anyone who clicks on that tweet is gonna see that reply and be like, I can jump in here. It's gonna be like Monster Hunter Rise when Valstrax arrives, just like a random ambush. It's are you ready to be random ambushed? I didn't think so. So yeah, no, that's I don't know. It's just too but it boils down to please learn normal social interaction. You can talk about the shifting social paradigm of the internet and all. Please learn to be a normal human being. That's all I ask for. Don't make me have to see another person roleplay being at PewDiePie's wedding.
And VTubers, don't go searching where they live and all that stuff. That's not normal. Hello.
Yeah, hey, guess what? Being a creep is the last way to score a date with someone. Trying to blackmail them with where they live is terrible stuff. Oh boy. But yeah, that's I don't know. This is a short episode, mostly just ranting about this crap.
And maybe a bit on the heavier side. I don't know.
Oh no, we haven't even gone to this. Okay, so yeah, let's go full heavy on this. You want examples of why I'm not trying to be like a wet blanket here. Ooh, I talk about Minecraft YouTuber fans like that show, because you guys are. No, because again, there's a reason why I name dropped Roosty specifically as a fandom that I was involved in early on. Because again, that whole appeal was just a bunch of dudes chilling out with you. They had the Ryan case, which is where one of the members of Achievement Hunter was creeping on fans, pressuring them into stuff and cheating on his wife.
Ah, yes, every damn time.
Yeah, and so we have to bring that up because of course, if you're like 16 or whatever, and the guy who is marketed as the hot one in Achievement Hunter like asks you to hang out, like I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that I can understand the sort of thinking that makes you think, well, why would I say no to that? So that is 100% on him for being like for being a creep, but also like, hey, don't think like that about YouTubers, please. That makes things a lot easier as well.
Like, don't idolize your heroes, man.
Yeah. Realize that every person has the potential to be a crappy human being, especially in that case. But yeah, that's basically it for us. We should do that social community thing one of these days, because yeah, I do have words about Discord. Listen, I do not like Discord servers. It's like being in a room where everyone talks at the same volume. You can't make anything out. My Discord is permanently set to busy because otherwise I would have to be drowned in like 80 people's attempts at comedy.
I mean, I mute public servers and all that stuff, so yeah.
Exactly. Like, if your chat program is muted 90% of the time, it's probably a crap chat program. Hey, but yeah. So that's it for this episode of the Brave Room. What did we learn this week?
Don't be weird, man.
Don't be weird. Go out and make some real friends.
Touch some grass.
Okay, well, one more thing about that. Like, I know someone's going to listen to this, but I have get over it. Like, I know it's difficult for some people. Like, it's difficult for a lot of people, but you have to try because social media is not designed for you to, like, it's not designed with your interests at heart. Like, Twitter doesn't even show things in chronological order anymore, so it's super not designed. Like, just go out and learn some normal social skills.
Yeah, social media is all about algorithm, Chan. Like, as we struggle with every single goddamn day.
So yeah, those two, like, just go.
Get vaccinated and you can go touch some grass.
Just try talking to people. That's all I ask. Anyways, this has been another episode of the Brave Room. Like, again, don't forget to leave a comment saying thank you, Ben, for getting the episode out. See ya.
See ya.